It's live.
We live
We
and
live.
um, sorry about the tardy. Sorry, we're tardy for the party.
Yeah, don't be tired about it.
Had some technical difficulties today. Oh man, okay.
As life gives you sometimes, you know.
Very unexpected technical difficulties um, that I just did not foresee happening.
Mm.
So now I got to figure out what's wrong with my computer because it's weird. I can't even find it on my computer. It's like I never had a webcam.
Yeah,
It's
that's
very
silly.
weird. It's very weird.
That's
So,
silly.
what's
What?
up? How you doing?
Good. Good.
I'm all frazzled and razzled. Right?
I'm like, are you talking to me or are you talking to the people or
I'm frazzled and razzled.
look, man? It's not always gonna be perfect, and that is what it is, but it's cool though. Hey everybody, y'all. It's two snaps in the circle in it be.
Hey y'all, yeah, that's
Ooh, it was
what
something
I'm
different.
That's
This
what poses. Did you just do like a?
ah
Oh my god! Oh, I could actually do that.
right.
You
See,
could have.
you
You
gonna
could
keep
have.
figuring this
And
out.
then no, I still didn't do it right. It was supposed to be an out, then an in, and I went
It
in
could
and
be
then out.
yeah, you
Oh,
just made two half moons. Like
damn.
oh my god.
Oh man.
But
Well, we
welcome
introduced
people.
ourselves. No, we didn't.
No,
Um, I am Chevy, the superstar. Chevy Siobhan S, the superstar
all
on
that.
Instagram.
I am Toya, your girl Toya.
And yeah, we're two snaps in a circle, and we're here
Mhm.
to bless you with our opinions on movies and such.
Mhm.
Yes, so yeah, so we have a soon to be birthday girl in the house
Hey,
this week. Uh,
yeah.
on Saturday, it's
Mhm.
Toya's birthday, so
You-
everybody say happy birthday to Toya.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, yeah, Saturday's the B day. Just doing what I can to fight the birthday blues because you know how they come around. You know, things start to happen one. You know, you make it around this. What was it? So you make it around the sun. Make it around the sun one time, and you be like, "What am I doing with my life? What's going on? Why am I here? How? What's my purpose?" And I'm really trying my best not to. It's not that I don't want to think about those things, but it's that I don't want to think about those things in a negative way. I want to think about them in a positive way. So yeah, I'm excited for another year. I'm excited to obviously be alive and be able to celebrate another birthday. So first and foremost, and so I'm excited for another B day. And yeah, we about to get it popping. Very COVID uh restricted birthday, but you know. What'd you say? Where you go? Oh, I'm by myself, y'all. This is my show now. So look, two snaps in a circle. Where am I, your girl, Toy? Uh I don't know how to do this show by myself. I need Siobhan. Where are you, Chevy?
I'm having all types of
You
technical issues.
are damn. I'm like, this my show now. It's lit.
Hold it,
You know,
POP,
like
hold it
yeah,
down.
right. Barely. Hold it
Oh
down,
my
barely.
god.
Look, I was excited for 1 second, like, yeah, this my shit. And I was like, I can't do this without her. What?
Oh man, I don't know what the hell is happening today. I mean,
Oh,
but
man.
it happens. So I guess you got to
We just gonna
know
go
that it
with it.
happens.
Well, I'll not necessarily take blame, but what I will say is my doing in this is that I'm really excited about tonight's verses with Ashanti and Keisha Cole. I guess I could just, catch the stuff after we could have, after we went live and everything like that. But I have to see this go down in person. I just have to see it happen as it happens. But Yeah, so we decided to go a little early today. I got a birthday pass, so I could. It's like a little birthday gift to me from Chevy. Like, all right, I usually go home at 8,
Yeah,
but
but now I know I need that extra time is life, you
yeah,
know?
and now I have to respect that. So it's next time I just got to take the L. Sorry for you. Sorry for you. You're gonna miss the next verses if it's gonna fall on a Thursday night at 8.
Well,
Period.
see, really, they impeded on our time. They impeded on our time
True,
because
because this was supposed to been happen. We should have
yeah,
been talking about this.
it was supposed to happen on 2 Saturdays. No Thursdays were even in the mix,
Yeah,
and here they come throwing a Saturday out they butts.
like
Disrespectful. Just
the
disrespectful.
disrespect. But more than anything, we just gonna roll with the punches. That's for sure. So how you feeling, Shemai? You feel like
How am
you
I feeling?
yeah. Moving forward, like how do you
Oh, in life, moving forward from now on for the rest of the week. Oh, I'm fine. Yeah, I've been off since Tuesday. And
mm-hmm.
well, shoot, really, I only worked 1 day this week, so that's been pretty cool. Our
Yeah.
bathroom is painted now. So
Hey.
tomorrow we'll have a new bathroom and then we can have our house back. So that's good because I want to like not have to take a bath because it's very inconvenient
Yeah.
or like go to somebody else's house to take a shower because that's also very inconvenient, especially
Right.
we can't find an iron because they should have an iron in their house, but they don't because they rich and they just take their clothes to the cleaners. It's my parents. They rich for some odd reason and they don't have
They
an
got
iron.
it like that. They got it like that.
I
So
was so mad. I called and I was like, "Where's the iron?" And Mom was like, "An iron?" I was like, "Oh, you got it like that? Like iron is like a foreign language?
no
Okay."
fancy schmancy in it,
Okay, like wow, even in a pandemic. Okay.
right in the middle of a pendejo.
But yeah, so tomorrow we will have our house back. We will be free of like contractors coming in and out of the house, and we will be able to just be free of that because those
Yeah.
people they be, contractors have a smell to them. And it's
Dude.
not like it's not like a odor like a must, but it's definitely
Mhm.
like a I wear these clothes to work in every day type
No,
thing.
that's what I was just about to say. Like those guys, they're like, well, we know we about to be on this job for a week. I'm gonna work in my clothes. I'm gonna bring them home. I'm gonna take them off. I'm gonna wake up in the morning. I'm gonna put them back on. like,
Yeah, pretty much.
like you don't got like a week's worth of work clothes.
No, no, I don't think so. I don't know if my dad does, but I don't think they do that. Like, I think they literally just wear they change their socks because they be wearing them boots and stuff.
Yeah,
But
yeah, but
other
that's a
than that,
bra.
I don't know. That's a good
Yeah.
question. I'm gonna ask my daddy.
We need to know. We need to know the answer to this. Like, what's really good?
Yeah. But
Yeah,
so, what's going on in the news of film? Not
I was
much.
just about to say that. Like, what is going on?
Well,
Uh,
I have
well,
a couple
I
of
haven't
things.
heard anything exactly yet, but I'm excited about watching American Skin. I thought that I thought American Skin, which is starring Nate Parker, and I believe it's about basically a man like holding a police precinct hostage of the police officer, specifically the police officer that may have like shot his son. And I don't know if he killed him or not. I couldn't tell that from the trailer, or I just don't remember. But I thought it's presented by Spike Lee, which is very interesting. I didn't know people could present movies. I'm like, okay, presented by.
What does that mean, though?
I
Like,
know, but it's written and directed by Nate Parker, which I was under the understanding this whole time that it was Spike's movie. I didn't know that he didn't direct it nor write it or had anything to do with it. But when you go to the Instagram page, it says written and directed by Nate Parker, presented by Spike Lee. So I don't know if he just like executive produced, endorsed it sponsored it type vibes. Like I just made that up, but like what?
Is that like another word for that? Like,
right, you right. Like I'm just telling people I'm
what
affiliated
is
with
it,
it.
like
So y'all,
Netflix presents? But why wouldn't they say his production company name instead of?
yeah, that's why it's kind of confusing. Like, did he just like co-sign it? So it gets me to thinking, is that, you know how, you have people like musicians co-sign other musicians, specifically like rappers co-sign another rapper. You got, Lil Wayne, Drake, and Dr. Dre, Kendrick Lamar. It's like, was that a co-sign? Like, hey, y'all, I stand behind this movie, so y'all should rock with it. I mean, from
Could
what
be.
I've known, like movies, you just executive produce it. Like,
Right. Like, why are you presenting it?
are
Like,
you? I don't know.
that's weird.
It's yeah, it to say the least. I'm interested in to know what that looks like. I wonder if Spike was like, I don't want to be involved directly. Maybe he doesn't want any money from it. Maybe it was like a money issue or something. I wonder. And I had no idea it was coming out on Amazon Prime. I didn't know that that's where it was showing from. I don't know where I thought it was coming. I thought it was going to go into the theaters actually.
Well, maybe
But
it was. They just changed because I don't think they were announcing every deal that they cut about taking these movies out of the theaters. I don't think
mhm.
they announcing all the deals, but somebody did tell me they wanted me to watch that. And I
Yeah.
said, okay.
It sounds like a very triggering film.
Yeah, you know how I feel about those.
I know. So even I like to press, press the buttons with you too, but I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Somebody gave me the synopsis and I was just like, okay.
I don't know, fam. I don't
Like,
know.
you want me to watch that?
Like,
Okay.
you sure? You
Just
sure?
based off the synopsis, I was like, okay. Like,
That's a lot. It is a lot. I mean, I think because of the tumultuous year that we've had with a lot of, the social injustice, I think when I first saw it, I was like, oh, snap. I think the first thing I said is Spike trying to shake the table. Like, I said, I'm over it. Let's literally put the shoe on
hey,
the other foot.
Stacy.
What up, Stacy? Oh, today is National DJ Day, and that is my DJ, our DJ,
Always.
the DJ,
The only DJ that
the
I
only DJ,
mess
DJ
with.
Stacy.
Yeah,
But yeah, I was. It was one of those things where I believe I like saw the trailer and I was geeked for it. I was like, oh hell yeah, yeah, turn them tables. That's what I'm talking about. And then like it started to set in. I was like, I don't know if I'm ready for this. Like,
well, I'm never ready for it. So let's just let that be known.
right, let's
I
just
ain't shamed. I ain't shamed about it. I ain't never
yeah,
ready for it. But I might watch it one day. I don't know.
yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
you
see.
know how I feel.
Yeah,
Or you
but
just might have to force me to watch it.
yeah, it's probably I might be like, I watched it and I think you should watch it. Watch it. But yeah, I'm trying to
I got some stuff.
yeah, I'm about to say
I
I'm
forgot some stuff last. Well, I only forgot one thing last week, and I can't believe I forgot it. That Thursday they announced that Scream 4 will be coming out on
so
January 14th of 2022. I can't
mhm.
believe I forgot that. I mean, Scream 5, not 4.
Yeah.
4 is
5.
already
Yeah.
out. Yeah. So that I forgot that. Now I was watching was it Entertainment Tonight or something? And they were saying that it's a lot of, now I don't know how much validity this holds, but they were saying that they were talking about a lot of different reboots that I didn't know was coming out.
Mhm.
A Punky Brewster reboot. I didn't know anything about that.
Interesting. Yeah.
Clueless reboot. I didn't know anything about that either. Uh,
Why they gotta mess up our stuff?
I don't know. Walker Texas chain right.
I was about to say Walker, Texas Ranger.
So whenever I used to say Chainsaw Texas Massacre, I used to
Yeah,
say Walker Chainsaw Texas Massacre, and I was about to say it right then.
you was, and I knew exactly what you meant too.
So Walker Texas Ranger, is it a Texas Walker Ranger? What? I don't
I
know.
think it's the second one. I think it's the other way around. Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. But yeah, that's rebooting. True Blood is rebooting. Uh, they're doing a prequel for The Sopranos.
That
And
might be interesting.
yeah, I don't know. I never watched The Sopranos, so I don't know.
Yeah,
But I
I
mean,
haven't watched much of it. I watched a little bit of it, but that I think that would be an interesting story. Walker, Texas
okay,
Ranger.
yeah, that's it. I don't know how I mixed it up. It was just I
It's just
like I
what
say
happened.
Michigan Impossible instead of Mission Impossible. See, I can't even say it. I also used to say Sarah Jessica Parker instead of Sarah Jessica
Jessica
Parker.
Parker. That's a good one. That is so good. I love the mix-ups. The mix-ups
Yeah,
are fun,
it's
even
bad.
still.
It's bad. It was
Just
bad.
say it wrong for the rest of your life. Who gives a damn?
I mean, I literally was trying to say it right, and my mouth wouldn't let me. It's like,
Like,
like no, that's not right. Like,
oh my gosh.
oh man, that's really all that I had because all the news dropped last week.
It
Honestly,
did. It was a
everything dropped last week. It
big
was like,
movie release, like news week. I'm interested in this whole like reboot. It makes me feel as if there's no new ideas out there. That people have to dig into the archives to like just repeat stuff that have already been done. I mean, why make another Clueless when you could do something just centered around the 2000s? You know, like why? I don't know. I mean, I guess sometimes, well, now saying that, right now, just saying that out loud makes me feel as if they don't do it with the intentions of just to reboot it, to redo these characters. They do it so like they can use the name and get the people. And I've noticed that it's because it's us, it's our turn. It's us millennials, it's us kids that grew up in the 90s, like born in the 80s, born in the 90s, grew up in the 2000s, that are now of age, nostalgic feeling. And they're like, we're just going to remake all your favorite films. And it's like, I don't know. I'm not ready for that.
I mean, Clueless was a movie. Clueless was a TV show. We didn't like the fact that Alicia Silverstone didn't come back to do the show.
Correct.
So why do we want to see? I mean, I get it. Charmed. Everybody's mad at the original actors from Charmed because everybody except for Shannon Doherty, who left the show in the first season,
Yep.
was mad because they weren't even included in the reboot. And like, that's why I can't get behind reboots, because you can't reboot Xena. Like, you can't. You just can't. It still stands the test of time. I believe things that stands the test of time that you can still watch today and laugh and cry, those are things that should not be rebooted, because you can't do it better than that. You can do it and people may like it, but it ain't going to be better than that, because that is not going to stand the test of time. Why reboot something that stands the test of time? I don't understand it.
I totally agree. And that's why I was like, okay, if you want to make a story, well, Clueless was set more like 90s, like do something that was centered around the 2000s. I think that is that could be fun. Like, I think that's a time period that a lot of people aren't thinking about, because it was only 21 years ago, but I would love to see a coming of age film in like the early 2000s. I think that would be lit. I think that would be really dope. Or coming out of the 90s into the 2000s. I think there are plenty of coming of age stories like that you can tell during that time.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, it might be kind of cool. I want
in 2000, left in 2004. So what would have been my coming of age story?
Like, yeah, I got you thinking like personally.
Yeah, like what would have been, like what would have looked like what what would we be wearing? What
Mm-hmm.
would we be
Yep.
doing? Would we be
Yep.
playing The Sims? Would we be fighting over internet? Like, what would be
All
the
that. All that. I
getting a cell
remember.
phone? All of that. Like,
Yeah, it was a rumor that Issa was gonna do a series, an episodic series about like young black teens during the early 2000s, late 90s, and I was like, that right there, that's what I'm talking about. Those are the stories I want to hear. Those are stories I like to see. So let's do that. Let's not remake Clueless.
I mean, I just don't understand the whole idea of remaking things that are great still. Like,
Yeah.
it's different if you remake a show that only had a season that people thought was good, and that it didn't get to reach its height. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
why I can't talk today, but I don't
We
see
hear you.
why you would redo a show that has a movie and 3 seasons of a TV show, and
Yep.
had Barbie dolls, and was mass produced and had all of this stuff, all this machine behind it, like
Yep.
CDs and posters, and like people still go to Comic Cons to meet these people,
Yep.
and you know what I'm saying? And nobody can do it. Nobody can do it. Like, you can't do it. Like, what else was on this
True.
list? Like, Punky Brewster is old enough to be a reboot, I
Yeah.
feel. Because my mama said I used to love Punky Brewster, and I still don't remember that to this day. Like, she said I used to have my bag and my jacket and all that, and I cannot, and my boots and everything, and I cannot remember any of that. So I would like to see a reboot of Punky Brewster because I want to know why I liked it so much when I was a kid.
That's a really good point. A friend told me the same thing, and she was like, I never watched that a day in my life, and I was like, me either. And I obviously know about it. I hear Punky Brewster, I'm like, oh, I know that. But I feel the same way you feel, where it's like, wow, I would like to know why it was so popular. Like, maybe that, that makes sense,
Yeah, like I can understand them redoing Dexter and doing it as a limited series because people were so upset with the way it ended. So I could understand them coming to try to redo that and try
Mhm.
to, I don't know, I don't know, because I
Yeah.
didn't watch the last 2 episodes because it was just going downhill and I got stressed out. But you
Could go
know, I'll watch it when they start the new one, and then
Mhm.
I won't be mad then.
Yep.
And then
Yep.
I can just go into it, and then that'll be whatever happens at that point. But I can start it then. Like, if they made a new Game of Thrones, I ain't never gonna watch Game of Thrones. I'm not even
Mhm.
about to say that. I'm not even about
Right.
to lie.
Not
That's a
even
lie.
that.
That's
Y'all
a
mad at
lie.
these people.
That's a whole ass lie. But yeah, no, I think the reboot game needs to be a little different. Like, they need to reboot things that are older, from like 80s, early 90s, not things from the late 90s, mid 90s. Like,
Mm-mm.
stuff that I can remember vividly should not be getting a reboot.
Nope, nope. Tell new stories, but maybe in that time frame. But don't redo things and I really felt like that was a great idea. Like, unless it was something that just did not work and needs, and somebody's like, I've come along and shine this boy up. So I'm with that. What's Pep?
I don't know. I don't know what she going through. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure, girl, because I'm over here having
Right.
issues.
Things are happening. Tell the people what they can get. I never know what to call it. Like,
What?
you know,
Oh,
you're
oh, my stuff.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah. So if you guys like what you hear today, you
Right. You
work
here.
through the technical difficulties with us and the speaking issues. Uh, please like, share, subscribe, and follow me on Twitch
Mhm.
at Chevy the Superstar. You can go to the YouTube and subscribe there, Chevy Clark. Follow us on social media.
Yep.
And every 10 minutes you watch the stream, you get 10 star power points. They call star power points. And for future giveaways and stuff like that. When we
Yeah.
want to do that. We're not ready to do that yet.
Yeah.
So
Come on now, people.
But
So,
yeah, that's it.
you ready to get into this?
Yes, let's get into this. Let me go to my notes.
Yes. So I'll tell the people what we watch. So we watch One Night in Miami, which is now on Amazon Prime for your viewing. And it is directed by the amazing, beautiful Regina King. Yes, for real. And this is her directorial
Yeah, the talk
debut.
working
Yeah, I
for
can't talk either. Yeah, I don't know what a directorial is, but
it's a
it's
deck
a
tutorial.
directorial debut. This is her first time. Her first time being a director. Y'all know what we mean. Anyways, so it's super exciting. I had no idea that One Night in Miami was a stage play. So now I'm like, I want to see the stage play,
Oh,
which is
wow, I didn't know that either.
yes, it is
I
a
would love to
stage
see that.
play.
If there's one thing
So
I miss theater because of the pandemic. I do
for
miss that.
real, very underrated. But One Night in Miami is a fictional account of one incredible night where the icons Muhammad Ali, Malcolm X, Sam Cooke, and Jim Brown gather discussing their roles in the civil rights movement and cultural upheaval of the 60s.
Girl, I'm glad
So,
you read that because I saw it and I was like, I can't barely talk. So
right, today is not the day to be trying to talk about cultural upheaval.
no.
I am not trying to pronounce incredible out here.
No.
It be days like that. But off top, I enjoyed it. I'll say that. It was an enjoyable film. Like was it like 2 hours long?
I think so.
Just about.
Something like that.
Yeah. And yep, an hour 54. So yeah, it was enjoyable. I wasn't like, oh, when will this be over? I'm over this. I'm done. I don't get it. I wasn't confused. I think once you build in your head, this is fictional. This is a fictional account of a night. Obviously there are real people. These are real events that happen in their life. Like Muhammad Ali actually did fight Sonny Liston that night. Sam Cooke did have that experience inside of the Coca Cabana. Like these were real things that happened, but just the idea of them all coming to this hotel room and kind of hanging out after to celebrate at the time Cassius Clay's winning the championship, being a champion, that is fictional. But it just kept posing the question of, wow, if this really happened, I wonder if this is what it would look like. And I think that's the funnest part of the film, and one of the best parts about the film is that you get to kind of live in this world of like, is this the way Malcolm would react? Are these the conversations that Jim Brown and Malcolm would have if they were alone? And so that was one of the things that I enjoyed about the film the most.
It was the acting for me. The acting is what really kept me in there. And just the fact that I was sitting there doing all that research while they was talking. Like I kept saying, Well, I was actually more interested in the cameras and the photography.
Really?
Yes, I wanted to know what kind of camera the photographer used when he took that picture of Muhammad Ali. And then I ended up finding out that Muhammad Ali actually did that for publicity, as taking the picture like he really couldn't swim. Well, they said that in the movie, but he literally did it just to build his name or whatever. And I didn't know that. So that was good. And I also did some research to look up like if there's a place where you can actually see Malcolm X's photography. And there is, but it doesn't really say that it's his. So it's in Harlem. It's like in a library in Harlem. It's like some books or whatever that got a lot of his pictures that he took, because he really was into photography.
He was.
And I just that was interesting. So I was doing like research because Sam Cooke died the same year that
he did,
that Muhammad Ali won the championship. It was interesting to do that research as they were talking and kind of putting those dates together and making stuff make sense as far as their careers, because Jim Brown is the only one that's still alive.
He is still going strong. Yep. That was one of my notes as well, is just like the history lessons. I think a lot of times we you know, as we get into February and we get into Black History Month, growing up, you hear, I've heard about all of these, you know, icons. They're cultural icons. I mean, maybe Sam Cooke is not somebody that you necessarily learned about in school, you know, but
Definitely not.
It just felt like a real history lesson, and maybe for things that I did not know or kind of knew about or forgot. It was a great way to just see them. I think the biggest thing for me though, to like kind of the juxtaposition of the other side of them being cultural icons, was it was amazing to just see them as humans, because all your life the way you see, you know, our huge African American leaders, you just, you look at them as something that, not that you'll never be, but you just hear about all of their accomplishments and what they've done and what they were willing to like sacrifice, and just, you know, they have all these amazing stories, and just, but it still seems very surface, you know. And as you dig deeper in a film like this, you get to see them for what they really are. And you know, I've never seen Malcolm portrayed like this, and I never knew that he was so, I never knew people like all, I don't know how to put it into words, but just like how people like question him so much, like, you're so militant, and you know, fire and brimstone, and you know, you're too, what is your real reason for doing this? And I've never heard anybody talk about Malcolm like that. You know, I've never heard anybody question him about his religion, his pro-blackness, and you know what he actually like stood for. I never heard anybody question him like that, and it was an amazing way to like see him. You know, that was really a different way to see him.
Well, yeah, he gave me straight up light skinned people emotionalism. That's what he was like. Oh,
Yeah, Jim Brown fought him all the way out. Like, well, you like skin peoples.
Like, why you doing this, Detroit Red? Why you doing this? Like, so unfortunate. But he did not see a gray area, and I think that was probably his downfall in it all, in all things that he did, because there is a gray area. And I think that showed, like, to me, what the movie also kind of alluded to is kind of how the paths that they took kind of took them wherever they were going to go in their lives, eventually living or dead. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because everything alluded to, oh, I'm Muhammad Ali and I'm going to fight till I can't fight no more. You know what I'm saying? I'm Malcolm X and I'm so holier than thou that I'm going to go and do my own thing because I'm just that high and mighty, that even after making a statement about, oh, if I found out Jesus ain't right, I'm not going to tell you to leave, but you're going to leave because you found out Jesus ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Because you're trying to be the purest version of what you see, to the point where, in essence, it kind of causes a demise in your life. Sam Cooke was trying to be who Sam Cooke was trying to be, and eventually that took him out. So I feel like every line that they said, everything that they said kind of show how it shaped them as a person later on in life, and how it, you know, took them wherever it took them.
Yeah, I mean, 2 out of the 4 passed away in that year. Sam Cooke was killed. They were both killed. I'm sorry, they didn't pass away. They were murdered, killed both that year. So 2 days later it was Malcolm was in 65, right? So he was the following year, right?
I had to look it up again.
Yeah, I think he was the following year. But still, just like when you think about that time frame, you know, the Malcolm constantly looking over his back and feeling as if, you know,
it was 65.
The very organization that he's after. I mean, he riding for is after him, you know, like
he wasn't riding for him.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's what he had a lot of.
It's no different than, I guess, to not say too much, but like sometimes you, not only spiritual leaders, but just leaders in general, you find out things about them that aren't so savory. And it's your decision to say, I'm above all this, I'm gonna walk away, or I'm gonna stay because they don't have nothing to do with me as long as it don't affect me. And in that kind of realm, most people just stay because it's bigger than all of that. And I'm not saying that based off the information that was gathered in the movie that he, you know, was better or worse than anybody who stayed or left, knowing that, because he wasn't the only person who knew what technically was may or may not have been going on. But I don't know, just the way they portray his character in the movie is just like he was trying to reach a level of purity that he had not found, and because of that he had to step away because he didn't see a gray area. Everything that affected him so to his core that he had to either be about it or against it, and that's it, period. It didn't matter what it was. So regardless to whatever was going to happen, he was going to go his own way because it wasn't what he envisioned it to be and what he was striving for and what he wanted. So, you know, I don't know if that.
Yeah. Do you think it's like less purity and more of like authenticity, you know, when in the same
authenticity, they kind of the same but different. I mean, you want to be the best version of this, so this is what you aim for. And if I find out that these people are not walking in the best version or best way of this, then I don't want to be a part of this anymore, and I'm going to go off and do my own thing and try to be my purest version of this. And I mean, I'm not saying that based off the information in the movie with what he was saying about Elijah Muhammad should be like, oh, it's a gray area for holding up chicks in a house and like having 55,000 wives. But to some people there is. I mean, look at the people who knew about what Donald Trump was doing, but they had to keep a job. Look at the people who knew what R. Kelly was doing, but they had to keep a job. That's what you call a gray area. That's a gray area because I still need to feed my family, but I know these people are doing these things. Some people don't have that. Some people like, no, that's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong. I can't follow that. I'm not doing that. I'm leaving, period. Y'all can come with me or y'all can stay here. But I'm gonna tell you one thing: if y'all stay, y'all ain't shit either. Period. And I think that's the tip he was on. But I think that being that way about everything is dangerous.
The way he was claiming that, the way he came at Sam Cooke was like, dang, like give him a break.
Yeah, and I mean, I get what he was saying to a certain extent, but in the same breath, people were still making money after Sam Cooke died. You know what I'm saying? It was people still making, I hope they were anyway, because there's no way for us to truly know that if he died, that died with him. Like that those plans, that those masters, that money died with him as well, because he died abruptly. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I don't know. I just think that the one thing I took away from that movie about Malcolm X is he was a no gray area man. If it's wrong, it's wrong. If it's right, it's right. If it ain't right, it ain't right. And I don't want no parts of it. And I don't want nobody that's associated with me to have parts of it either. And if you do, you ain't shit either, period. That's just it. But that's a dangerous way to live. And that's a dangerous way to be.
For real. For real. I think on the other end of that, what I enjoyed the most was seeing not the exact like moment of evolution of Cassius Clay to Muhammad Ali, but it was very interesting to see how, you know, Malcolm's journey, you could say be ending, with, you know, the Nation of Islam, and seeing Muhammad Ali enter into that world, you know, and kind of like him being very hesitant about making that move, because one thing that we have you never got a chance to see of Muhammad Ali, like once I go back again, being humanized, him unconfident, him rethinking things, him being not so sure of something. And I know I just said the same thing like in 3 different ways, but that's what I'm saying. Like you know, even like it's an act, just like you said, like he just did the underwater photo just to show people,
right?
You know?
Right. But just like when he went out of that door, his feelings was hurt, but he turned it right on.
He turned it right on.
But I mean,
Now,
you can go back to Malcolm X with that, like passionate, passionate. Passionate. That's the word. But he was emotional. He was emotional. I looked up his birthday to see if he was a Cancer because that's how emotional he was. Like, bro.
Yo, passion versus emotion. That's two different things. Passion versus emotion. That is two different things, and that's real. One of the most powerful things that I believe that what I enjoyed the most was when Cassius Clay was talking about like Black power or just power period, and talking about what Black power, what power means to Black people. And I speak about this all the time, is just saying the ability, just being ourselves, being able to be ourselves. And I was like, damn, that really stuck with me. That really stuck with me in terms of like the racial part of the whole film. Because, I felt like it was a lot going on in the sense of you have these 4 huge icons, right? And even though sometimes you had this like going back and forth, it's like Malcolm, is it about Cassius Clay, is it about Sam Cooke, like a little bit of Jim Brown, like like everybody kind of had their role, but obviously they were all dealing with race and what's going on in the time of the 60s and during the civil rights movement, and it just made me feel like what was I really taking from this? And I felt like that was the biggest thing about like the Black power, or what power means to Black people. It's in terms of like living in the United States of America.
Yeah, I mean, I also looked at it like, I don't know. It was interesting because my favorite 2 people who were in there was actually Sam Cooke and Jim Brown, because I think Jim Brown was a level-headed person that they needed, because without him they would have all killed each other.
Yes, he was like the comedic relief. He was like the comedic relief. You'd think Muhammad Ali would have been that, but he was definitely like the level-headed individual.
But he also saw both sides of the spectrum.
Totally.
But he also he wasn't no weak man either.
No, not at all.
He was very like, I ain't, you can be a Muslim, that's cool or whatever, but that's not for me. Like, you can do this and that's cool. But he saw it from both perspectives, or all perspectives, but he also knew the truth, and he knew that that's the truth that he had to live in and walk in every day. He didn't, you would think a Black guy being praised in that time that it may go to their head and they may forget the role or the place that the white people gonna try to put them in constantly. But I mean, I guess how could you not, when the dude won't even let you in his house? I mean, that part just really bothered me, because I was like, damn, they ain't gonna, when he came into the house, I was like, don't tell me this is alluding that they not gonna let him in the house. Like, and I was like, oh man, they not gonna let him in the house, man. Like, oh man, damn.
But I think it was to show what you were talking about. He is such a like no holds bar, strong, don't take no shit type of man. And then at that moment, it's very much the Black person experience, where it's like you're shocked, but you're not surprised.
Yeah, it's like, oh, so it's still like that. Okay.
Yep. Like, you sat up here and just told me how proud you are of me, and how you tell people, Jim Brown, like, or I'm sorry, James, like,
my Nathaniel Brown.
Right. You hit me with my whole name.
If I wasn't Black, you'd be telling people I was your cousin. For real.
Period. We grew up together.
Yeah, like I used to when he said we don't have,
I taught him how to play football in his hand.
like, what, man? Come on, bro. Really? But I mean, it is what it is. It was those times. Like, you still Black, man. It don't matter to them. You still Black, and it don't matter if you Jim Brown or you James Brown, or not Jamie Foxx, but that's what I was gonna say. You're Black, and these white people see you coming in my house, I'm gonna have to answer questions that I don't want to answer. And that's just what it all boils down to, because racism was, if you wasn't really racist, racism was like peer pressure. Like, you ain't racist, but like, you can't come in my house, because then I'm gonna have to be like, answering questions like, oh, I'm
Yep.
not racist. But like if I don't say I'm not racist, then everybody assume I am. So
Yep.
it's like I'm cool. I'm cool. But if I do something for a black person, then everybody gonna be like, are you not racist? What? I'm as racist as they come. What? I don't have any black friends. What's a black person? Like,
but you do the. It was the one part where I don't know if it was Jim Brown's character. I'm not sure if it was Jim Brown who said it, but one of them mentioned like, these white folk want to just, want to medal for treating us with some damn respect, treating us like human beings. It's like when we was at the DIA and it said it was trying to describe the black boy, and it's like to prove that he was fully human. I'm like, how can you not be fully human?
Yeah, like, so y'all just thought black people weren't fully human back then?
Yeah,
like,
it's like
they got all the same parts as you because you put them on a block so people could see all their parts before they bought them. So you know that they got the same parts, but they not fully human. Okay, you dumbasses.
Right. And it's just
boils down to stupidity at that point. I mean, seriously, some of the things, but it's like when I was watching Jojo Rabbit and you saw the stereotypes that Pepper, go away, please.
Get out of grown folks' business.
And you see the stereotypes that they created for Jewish people, like, that they trolls and all this kind of stuff, and they raising kids to believe these things, and then the kids believe it, and then they grow up to believe it. And it's like Santa Claus or the Easter Bunny, and it's like
Krampus.
You can't tell them. Right. It's like Krampus.
I'm sorry, I seen the opening, I had to take it.
Yeah. It's right. And then it's like these kids grow into adults and they never corrected about these false allegations and stereotypes, and then they really do believe that a painting, because a kid didn't paint that picture, an adult male, probably more than likely, for surely, painted that picture of a little boy and created him in a way that he did not make him. If y'all don't know, we went to the DIA. Well, y'all don't know, but
yeah, I have no idea.
We went to the DIA yesterday. It was a picture of Detroit back in the day, and it was
during like a state election or something.
Yeah, and it was a lot of fallacies in that picture. A lot of fallacies, including the one about the little black boy. But yeah, it's just like, white people still a trip. They are. I just had to say it out loud. White people are a trip. They are.
They are.
Back then they definitely was a trip. Like, definitely. I don't know. It's that part bothered me a lot. But to get off of that, one thing that kind of made me mad, it was like Sam Cooke's dream was to play at the Copa. That was his dream. And I truly believe if he could, until he saw it how he saw it in his head, he was going to keep going back, because race didn't have nothing to do with his dream. And I didn't like that they were shitting on him for that, because my dream is my dream. And until I reach that dream and it looks the way that I see it in my head, I'm going to keep going back, because that's not going to be the thing that deters me. And it's not about winning them over. It's about seeing it how he sees it in his head. Because the music they like is what they see that they don't like. So what I want is for what I envision to be the real version of what I see in real life. Because he chose to sing a song that was gonna bomb. That's like going on American Idol and choosing the wrong song. You could be the greatest singer in the world. Music is music.
If you choose a bad song that week.
Exactly, because music is music. That's why black people could do what they did and transcend music the ways that they did, because when you close your eyes, you don't see nothing. You just hear. So I don't know. I kind of believe that part was kind of like, man, stop shitting on that man for his dream, because that's his dream and he has a right to have that dream. And maybe that'll change things, because he has that dream and he's not going to deter it until he gets it the way he see it in his head. Unfortunately, he died. But
yeah, unfortunately, but man, like hearing, well, first of all, the actor, I believe his name is Leslie Odom. He played Sam Cooke so perfectly. He did an amazing job. Like his voice, he sounded great. And I'm not saying, and that's why I do want to talk about that just a little bit, because you tapped into the acting a little bit, and to me, immediately when someone is playing a real person, immediately you're like, okay, Muhammad ain't easy to do. Muhammad Ali that's not an easy voice.
That's not like an exhausting. I feel bad for that man. Like,
I know
Malcolm X's voice wasn't easy to do, and
Malcolm X's voice is not easy to do. All of those, the mannerisms, all that stuff. Like he had taking the glasses off. He had that down. They did such a great job. But
acting wasn't so good, the movie would have been not good. I mean, acting had to carry the movie because they were in a centralized location the whole time.
Yep.
If it's like theater, then it has to be good acting. That's why most plays that get turned into films have really good actors in it, because you cannot watch a stagnant actor transfer a play to film and think that people are gonna pay attention to it, like, because they not. It has to be good acting, or it's just because at one point I was like, am I ever going to get bored of this? And I never got bored of it.
I felt the same way. Where at one point, I believe it was, I remember because I paused it. I was at an hour 29 and I was like, oh no, it's about to be over. Like, I don't want it to end. I want to see them get together again. Like,
I was like, wow.
What happens next week? Let's make this a weekly thing.
Right. Come back, guys. Come back. But I was like, when I paused it, I was like, damn, they doing good, because I want to keep watching this. So I was like,
yeah. It was a lot of moments of, I love the way that they were able to move around. They went to the roof, then they came back down, and then they separate, and they go out on a little store run, and then they come back, and I love when they were able to separate and make moments, because it made me think about times I've had with my own friends where that happens with us. Like, the homies go take a smoke break, and then it's the two people who don't smoke left behind to just talk, or it's like the three friends are like, oh, we're about to go on the store run, and then the one friend who usually don't hang out with them a lot is like, I'm gonna come too, or they stay back and they kick it with the one person that's a new friend. Like, I just love seeing the different interactions between the two. And I think one of my favorite moments of, it wasn't one-on-one, but it was, and I'm the same way with you, where it's like Sam Cooke's story was so interesting because I know the least about him.
Yeah, that may be
I think even when he sang what is the name of that song now? And I wanted to be so ignorant and be like, down by the river. I was down by the river. I was shaking some ass.
A change is gonna come.
Yeah, a change is gonna come. I'm not saying. Yeah, I'm admitting that I didn't know. Like, if you said who sings this song, I'm like Sam Cooke. Like,
Child.
Ray Charles. I don't know. They were like, no, that's Georgia on my mind. Like, oh yeah, they all kind of sound the same. But that was nice. It was such a beautiful way to end the movie. And I just love Sam Cooke's, like, anytime he said something, I listened.
Yeah, I was like, wow, man. But he died the same month that song came out.
Yo, which is so wild to me. And it makes me just want
to leave us with.
I know, like, what? Wow. And I enjoyed Sam and Malcolm's interaction the most. And my favorite part, one of my favorite parts was I think Sam Cooke said something to Malcolm X like,
when he asked him about Elijah Muhammad. And said, you gotta answer to him, right? When he tell you to shut the fuck up,
that was when things got heated between them. I was like, go. Like,
because he didn't say nothing. He said that. I said, he ain't got nothing to say.
Sam, what I really loved about, like, when you think somebody a punk and they show you they not a punk, like that was that.
He didn't yell. He didn't even raise his voice. He just said
He didn't. He never did. Even when he was like, even when they was like, y'all done fighting, Sam Cooke was like, that's Malcolm. I don't want to fight nobody.
Yeah, he was like, I ain't mad at you.
I ain't mad at you. That's
I'm mad at this. I'm mad at this.
But he told him, or was it Malcolm to Sam or Sam to Michael? Malcolm. Michael. He said, I think it was Malcolm to Sam when he says, you were always so much more. Like,
no, that's what Sam said to Malcolm.
That's what I thought.
After he said, I ain't mad at you. I'm mad at this. Because we always used to be able to have fun. But now you used to be. He was like, I've always been serious like this, bro. And he was like, yeah, but you used to be so much more. I said, Lord.
Yo, when he said that, I was like, oh.
But that's what happens when you become so fixated on, like, this has to be done. And if it's not done and it's not done in this way, you become, it's no different than the dude in Soul. You become so driven on one thing. And then, you know what? I truly believe by the time, based off the way he was in that movie, by the time everything went down, yeah, Muslim, I want to be a Muslim. But I feel like he was looking at himself like, I've done all of this to follow. Was I following Muslim or was I following Muhammad? And when I found out he wasn't who I thought he was, now I'm trying to really seek out to be a Muslim now because I've been following the wrong prophet all this time. And I've been so hell bent on doing this and doing this and doing this for these people. My kids don't get to see me. My wife don't get to see me. I don't have he said, you ain't got a job, Negro.
Yes. Look, I'm telling you, Jim Raimi dying in that movie. He was like, I want some pussy tonight. Like,
and then he gonna say, y'all, you come in here and get some ice cream. Like, what? Like,
oh, he sure did say that. Like, that's the type of stuff that'll make me watch it again.
Man, like, I mean, it's a movie to watch again. I mean, that's funny because it's not a movie. Like, I think that was a good movie for her to direct.
Oh, amazing.
Because it was acting based and she got to focus more on that. Because that's what she generally knows. That's what she has done. So she has more expertise in that area. But that was an easy movie. Not easy, because I mean, it ain't easy, but easier for her to start off on versus doing a whole bow, let's action movie like she directed Fast 5 or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that was a good choice for her to direct that because she was able to really get a nice feel for, directing films. And I that's probably why the acting was so good because she was an actor. And
so I literally have that I have that as a note because I really wanted to speak about that. And I wanted to hear what you thought about that. Is that actor to director transition and why it works. And I mean, I guess you simply answered it right there, but what are some other things that you think really like plays into why actors can make the transition to being a director so easily?
I don't know. I don't think all actors can do it easily. I think you have to be good at what you do first. I think a lot of actors do it well. Like, it's one chick, she was in Jurassic Park and she's really good, but she got a weird name, Billy something. She's directed a few episodes of The Mandalorian and her episodes are usually really well received. Like, she directed one because he really did, Jon Favreau, because he's an actor turned director. I mean, he is fucking amazing. He's amazing. But I don't know. I think that actors, I can't speak to everything, but from what I know from an acting standpoint, that we have to kind of go and go and go and go. When you're an actor, you start a line, you have to get yourself there, right? So let's say I'm a director, but I'm an actor first. It's a line, it's on the paper, but I feel like you need to go further than that. So I say go further than that. You know what I'm saying? I say that. I say go further than that. I say push it further than that. I feel like the acting is portrayed well when a actor is directing the film because they understand the process of acting. And a movie ain't nothing without the acting. I mean, you can have the best shots, you can have the best lighting, you can have the best sound design, music design, whatever you want to say. But if the acting is crap, then the acting is crap, and the movie gonna be crap because they the ones got to tell the story. So I mean, that's why I think Jon Favreau does such a good job. And plus, he's super funny and his comedic timing is great. And he let those actors go off script and just do whatever, to get that moment across.
Yep.
And when the script is, because he wrote, directed, all that for The Mandalorian. The Mandalorian is just amazing. But I don't know. I think it also comes with time and learning all those different aspects. And I think with Regina King, what she been acting since she was 12, like on shows that we know. Okay,
my whole life she's been
acting. She's been acting. I mean,
her career as long as my life.
And she done everything. She ain't said no. She said yes. She did 2 voices on a cartoon, and we didn't know until we knew. All looking crazy, like that was Regina King. Oh my God.
It was Riley and Huey.
But you know why they said they had her do that is because they wanted the voices to sound the same.
Right, because they're brothers. It would make sense.
Yeah. brothers would sound the same. They would speak the same. They would say the same slang terms, but they would do it in a different way.
Yep.
So I definitely think that she chose the right film to direct. It was more acting based so she can understand, because I feel like working with the actors is probably one of the hardest parts because it's unpredictable. So with that being said, she's crossed that hurdle. She knows what she's looking for. She knows what she wants. She knows how to get it at this point, because for her to direct a film where people had to play real characters, you knew what you wanted. You knew what you had to get. You knew how it's supposed to look. So now you can go and do anything as far as the actors is concerned, in my opinion, because you were able to serve and deliver with that. And those men did an excellent job. I'm looking forward to see what type of movie she gonna direct. What's her style gonna be after this? Is she gonna go straight to like Fast 9 after this? Or is she gonna do comedy? Or is she gonna keep doing movies like this? Like, I want to see what her style is gonna be, because she done everything. She done everything. So I don't even know. And she's not a one-sided actress. She's not a one style type of actress. So I don't think that the next film she directs is gonna be anything like that. So I could see her directing a damn cartoon. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Honestly, yeah, I could see her doing animation, like you said. I could see her doing another maybe like biopic. Like I could see her doing a lot of different things, and I'm very excited to see the future that she holds with directing and telling the stories of us.
Right.
I'm excited for that. Yeah, I agree with a lot of things that you said too. Yeah, I'm sure that every actor is not meant to be nobody's director, but I think an actor's director. I don't know if that's a real title, but peace to my brother Z. He's made a huge journey in his directing career, and he speaks a lot about allowing the actor to breathe and giving, letting them bring, because especially when you're a writer director, you wrote that thing, you wrote that story, and you directing it, you have so much invested into it, and you heard it and you wrote it a certain way. And when those actors are not so-called bringing life to what
you expect,
your expectations, it can do a lot of this.
But you gotta let the actor do the acting,
because they possibly know something that you didn't even know when you wrote those words.
Yeah, because they gotta do that. They gotta sit down and they gotta develop that character, even if it's a real character. You gotta walk in those shoes. You gotta create your walk. You gotta create your talk. You gotta create your stance. You gotta create your thinking face, because it's not you. You're someone else. Whether it's a real person or it's a person that is of a universe not of our own, and you have to sit with that person's emotions. You have to sit with those person's thoughts, deeper than the person who wrote it, because they only wrote what they thought. You have to take it a step further and figure out and patch in the holes that are not there, because a person is a 35-year-old person is a whole person. But that story is only being told from this 1 year of this 35. This person is turning 35 tomorrow, and this is their story of their birthday and how I went to shit, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's their one day of their life. What about all the other days of their lives?
Yeah, the character that built up to that moment.
Exactly.
I mean, if we want to bring it back to the film, it's the type of, and this is the stuff. This is why I love film. It's like, where was the decision to say? And I'm not saying that Muhammad Ali was just some like dumb jock, you know, but we know what he portrayed himself as, right?
Years old.
Yeah. So to hear him say something prolific like the Black Power, you know, segment, it was just like, wow, like I wasn't expecting to hear that from Muhammad. Or, you know, wow, seeing Malcolm cry, you know,
like him be all.
It was just like, how do you make those decisions? You know, how did that decision, especially when you're talking about on a fictional account of one night with real people, but this night is fictional. This it's made up.
Right.
We have no idea. So it's not even like loosely based. It's like, no, we made this up. These four cultural icons meeting up for one night in Miami. Like, they may have all been there, but they didn't meet up that night, you know? So,
I mean, it is. Yeah, that used to be my favorite part about acting. Just it was the hardest part, but it was also because that's when you cross that threshold of like, okay, here's the script. This is the character that I got picked to play. Yeah, I wanted this character, but like now I have to become this character, and it's the scariest and most exciting part about acting, because now you have to become this person that's not you at all, like not you at all. And it could be anybody depending on who you decide you want to audition for and depending on how good you are to get that role. But like after you get the role, it's like that's when the work begins. And it's like, yeah, it's not easy. I mean, because I did, like, when I was in school, we had to do plays and stuff, and it would be like a person directing, like in class, for instance, and you're being directed by another student. And yeah, you do have those people who really want it to be told the way that it's written on the paper. And if you don't tell the story that way, then they don't like it, right?
Yeah.
But then as you go, you realize that you can't, the emotional direction has to come from the actor. And if it doesn't, you can tell them what they need to feel, but if they don't feel it, then maybe you picked the wrong actor. You can't direct someone to say a line the way you want them to say it with that emotional inflection. They don't got it. They ain't got it. That's just it. Because they have to build that. They have to build those moments. They have to create that. And I think they did a really good job of creating those emotional moments in that movie, especially Malcolm X's old temperamental self. Oh my God. I was like, oh my God, can you just relax? Damn. I was supposed to be celebrating.
But you know what? Yeah, peace to my brother Z again, because he's very, you know, Malcolm X is definitely one of his inspirations, and somebody that I believe that one of his, just kind of like, if he's an artist, then Z's a fan of him. You get what I'm saying? But he put on Instagram the other day, not Instagram, Facebook, he said Malcolm is one of the most misunderstood Black leaders of all time.
Yeah, I saw that.
Really sad, because the narratives are often untrue and unhealthy. And I thought that was very interesting, because you know, a lot of things have been coming out about Malcolm. You know, like there's always new stories, documentaries, exposés. Like there's just always something new about Malcolm X and who he is. And that's how I know that it's true that he's definitely one of the most misunderstood, because it's like people just don't know, you know, and who will ever know?
You know, how can you know? First of all, he was a very religious man, so he probably kept to himself, other than when he was. So you pinning stuff together. He dead.
Yeah.
And half the people who knew him probably not alive either no more. And
not alive, didn't like him.
Or the people who knew him, knew a piece of him, didn't know the piece of him after he joined the Nation of Islam, because it was a secretive organization Anyway, so the only
Yeah.
people knew him was them people, and they not telling you nothing. It's like going to the Queen of England and asking her, "Well, how
Right.
did you? How was Princess Diana really?" You know what I'm saying? That's none of your goddamn business. Like,
Right. But you know, some things don't need to be understood. You know, the complete opposite of, you know, the things some things don't need to be said. Like so I again, this film just Regina did a good job. Everybody involved did a good job. I believe the man's name was, I believe this is a man. I think Kemp Powers, who actually wrote it, the screenplay, well, the stage play, which is now a screenplay, but and then the actors, they just all did a great job. And people are like already kind of being on like, this is the best movie of the year. And I love when like the year first started off.
January.
Yeah, I love it. It's only January, guys. Like, I know y'all ain't seen a good movie in a minute, but
I mean, not in January.
I just love when a good movie come out in January. Everybody like best movie of the year.
Yeah, I guess so.
I guess so. Yeah, let's give it that title. Let's go
2
with
weeks
that.
in, and it's the
You're
best
right.
movie. You're right. It is the best movie of the year.
It is. You're right, and I'm going with it. So, I guess it's safe to say that this may be something. Well, one, we both enjoyed it. I know. That's how I started up the conversation, talking about like how much I really liked it and enjoyed the film. Sounds like you did too.
Yeah,
A lot of good takeaways, a lot of perspective that maybe we weren't expecting. You know.
no, I didn't know what to expect. I thought I was gonna be bored as hell.
Yeah, I was very just like kind of blown away. Like, wow, I didn't think that I would want this to keep going and keep going. And it was just the most unconventional way to tell a story too. You know, the way it like jumped, and then it's like next thing you know, they're like, even sometimes like pieces of information that they gave you, like, you know, Malcolm looking out the window and seeing one of his brothers like talking to the 2 FBI agents. It's like, in my head, I'm like, what does that have to do with anything? But then I was like,
it had everything to do
it had
with
everything to do with it. It had everything to
all
do
of
with
those
it.
moments.
Because
All of those moments.
it is what makes him why he's so like
on edge the whole damn movie.
It's the whole damn movie.
But I didn't think he was gonna tell them that he was leaving. I didn't think that.
I didn't think
that.
I didn't think he was gonna say that either. Like it's just a refreshing film, you know.
Speaking of that,
what?
So you remember the part when because you know a lot of people say like, well, they say that he said that he believed that someone in the Nation of Islam was trying to kill him.
Yes.
Right? That's what he said. So when the young guy came in to get the autographs from them, Jim Brown was asking him, like, you know, they were asking him, like, would you have joined? Why did you join?
Uh-huh.
Do you have any regrets? And he
said that's a very underrated part too. Yep.
Yeah. He was like, yeah, I have regrets. I wish I would have joined sooner. And then he was like, well, kid, you know, you didn't have to join the Nation of Islam to feel like you had protection. You could have joined a gang for that. And he was like, well, shit, what's the difference? And then it was kind of like, you know, that feeling of like either you in or you out. And if you out, you out by death. You know what I'm saying? And Malcolm X made the statement, because that's what it is in a gang, that he was, because somebody said, you know, it's a forever thing, and he was like,
yeah, he was like, well,
test the waters on that to see what it's all about. And I mean, that's very telling as well in the retrospect of where he is now and what ended up happening to him and why he was so on edge and what everything that was going on. You know what I'm saying? So all of those little moments meant something. Even with Jim Brown, who has had a successful acting career, and them making mention of that and talking about economic stability as a Black person and working for yourself. And even Sam Cooke mentioning that he owned his own masters at that time. It was the same killed because of the things that he was doing. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. You know what I'm saying? But it was just all of the things that they said were something to pay attention to. Everything that they said, even the things about, and I keep going back to it because Muhammad Ali saying that he was gonna fight till he couldn't fight no more, and Jim Brown telling him he shouldn't do that. He should try to find another outlet because this is not what you want to be doing for the rest of your life. Those all moments were important. Everything that they said were important because everything that they told this story from a future perspective. So this is all in retrospect, the things that shaped them all as people.
Yep. Yeah. It's so true. Oops. Dang, what did I just do? Like, oops. Did not mean to press that. But no, this is one of those films that I believe like you can show kids, like I think you can show this to kids it's just a new doper cooler way to kind of like I said, like Black History Month, to show the more like depth to these people. Like they are more than just martyrs,
Right.
like
right.
They're more than just martyrs. And then also I think on the flip side, it can also continue to be educational and just period where we're talking about actors turned directors, like how you do a stage play into a film,
because it's not easy to do, and many people don't do it well. I think they did Dreamgirls really well.
Yeah, that's a good one.
But
that's a good one.
Yeah, it's not easy to do, and it's not easy to do a stage play, let alone turn it into a film.
Whew, talk about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, with that said, I think that for those who may have sat through this and still have not watched it, please go watch One Night in Miami. I think you truly enjoy it, especially if you enjoy anything we talked about. I hope this just inspires you to go watch it. Like,
it's definitely good.
You should go check it out. Like, I don't think it's not a movie where it's like spoiler alert. Like,
I mean, because it is like common information that you can look up pretty much.
Exactly. Yep. And so I think everything was done beautifully, and it's just an amazing film that I could see myself, like I said, watching again. Like, definitely if I had a friend came around and like, oh, I never watched it. Like, you want to watch it? Like, yep. Yeah, let's watch it. I'll watch it.
Watch it with nobody else. I'm be like, see, now this part right here.
So yeah, let's have a little fun. Here go my fun moments. When I realized that not Muhammad Ali, but the actor that played him, I think his name is Eli Gorey. Brother man had a dunk. That body was right. I was like, damn, look at that ass. That boy is thick.
Well, I don't know the guy who played Malcolm X, but he was very handsome.
He's very handsome. Very handsome. Yes. And then I am a huge fan of his last name is Hodge. He's the one who played Jim Brown. I can't remember.
Aldis.
That's a fine man. I like him too. I just, yeah. Yeah. You feel me out here.
I miss this butt. I mean, he had a nice body though, but
I will go back.
I will go back to watch the butt.
Go back to watch the butt. I'll send you the timestamp.
Was it when he was in the pool?
No, it wasn't when he was in the pool. By this time, he had taken off his jacket, and this one it was like them three kind of like versus Malcolm. I think this is when they may have come off the roof.
Oh, I definitely wasn't looking no butt at that moment.
Man, it would happen real quick, but boy, that boy was thumping. I'm like, damn.
That's hilarious.
I've been waiting to say that for a minute now.
Oh my gosh,
talk about how fine the actor that played Muhammad Ali was.
Oh, Jarrell knew. They knew. He knew.
Yep.
He said in the hotel.
It's real. It's real. Anything else you want to say about this great film?
Just watch it. It's on Amazon Prime. If you have Amazon Prime, it's free to you to watch. So just watch it. I mean, Amazon Prime make good stuff. So
they do.
Just watch.
Very underrated. Very underrated. We should talk about that one day.
I mean, I've been watching stuff on Amazon Prime for years. So I know what they got to offer.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people, I mean, a lot of people just don't realize they can watch shows on Amazon.
No, they have no idea. It's like, that, like, I mean, we talked about this a while ago where it's like, if you got Amazon Prime, like the 2-day shipping, that you also got the video part. Like,
yeah, that was my draw to keep it. Like, that was the reason why I kept it, because I've had it since forever. But that was my reason for keeping it. You get music too for free. Like, you get
you do. It almost got me wanting to go back.
Yeah, but their music thing kind of sucked. They only got certain licenses for certain musics.
Mm,
But no, yes, get Amazon Prime or borrow Amazon Prime or find Amazon Prime, watch the movie, just watch it, and tell us what you think. Comment on our comments on our YouTube and tell us what you think. What are we watching?
Next? Damn, I had our list. Where is my list? I believe. Dang, where my list at?
Things about to get a little heavy with this list.
It is, because we were talking about like how we were talking about Glory. We were talking about
what you call that movie? Imitation of Life.
Imitation of Life. What was next? Was that next? I think Imitation of Life was next.
Probably, yeah.
I think it was next.
It's not that bad. I've seen it several times.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I got it right here. My dumb butt. Yep. That is next. Imitation of Life. So if you want to join us, if you're going to join us, I said if again. Not if. No. When. Yeah, that's what I was trying to get to.
When you come back.
Yes, when you come back next week on the 28th, make sure you have watched Imitation of Life. So
the color version.
The color version. So you can make sure that you are like right there with us, so you can comment live with us as we,
which version. Look at him knowing his stuff.
You know your stuff.
The colored version.
Shout out to Real and Stacy coming in and
Rami, he came in too, but I don't know if he's still here. He might have dipped in, dipped out.
Hey. But what up to all our future viewers on our YouTube, and we appreciate y'all rocking with us. We on our eighth, right?
Yeah, I think
this is the 8th one. If it ain't the 8th, then it's the 9th.
We popping bottles. Popping bottles.
Right. That's why I was like, I was in my head, I was like, maybe like on our 10th episode we can do something special.
Oh, we should do a shot for your birthday though.
We should, huh?
We should do a shot for your birthday though.
Oh, let's do a shot for my birthday. I gotta go get it. Shot for the birthday. 1 time for the birthday. 2 times for the birthday. Shout out to my home girl, Bree, for giving me liquor for my birthday. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Do I have a shot glass sitting around here somewhere? No.
God. Oh, okay.
I might have to pour literally this huge shot into this.
Pepper was looking at me like, what the hell are you doing? She was sitting there like,
what we got going on?
What is the problem?
I just poured this little baby shot into this huge mug.
I just got a shot glass. They were right available.
Yeah, but I ain't got none close to me, so I usually have one near me. But yes.
All right. So I guess I have to say something.
I guess, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you know how people like, it's your birthday, so you should.
Why should you say something?
I know, right? It's my birthday. Y'all talk about
makes sense. So, this is what I will say. Toya is great. She is my friend. I have grown closer to her since we've been doing this. Wow. But no, Toya is super dope. I don't know what the fuck I was just doing. But no, Toya is super fucking dope. Yeah, I was warming up. Toya is super fucking dope. I have always thought she was fucking amazing. She is super talented. Yeah, and it's your fucking birthday. So
Cheers.
Congratulations.
Thank
That
you.
part
Another
was
year. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
congratulations. I am happy for another year. Thank you so much. Cheers. Cheers.
Clink, clink, clink.
Clink, clink.
Oh, wrong camera because I forgot.
Right.
All right.
Oh.
Oh, that's terrible.
Ah.
What did you shot?
Woo.
What did you shot?
Some Jim Beam.
Oh,
bourbon.
I did Jameson.
Woo.
That's strong.
Yeah, I just want to thank Siobhan for sure because when we first talked about this and we were getting into this, it was just like we should do it. We did it. We're doing it, and it's like been super exciting. It's been fun, and just like you said, we've really gotten to know each other more doing this show, and we really just enjoy going live with y'all and hanging out with y'all. And yeah, let's see. How can we end this off? Because we sure don't have our movie quote of the.
Oh, I forgot.
I forgot too. I just thought about it right now. I was like, how are we gonna end this off? Oh no! Oh no!
Oh man, we had so much time to get one.
We sure did, but you know what? That's okay though. Because
let's just
go with the theme of today. Yes, technical difficulties. I just want y'all. Oh, this is what I'll do. I'll tell y'all about one of my favorite scenes in a movie. It's the movie True Lies. And it's when the terrorist is talking into the camera. And the cameraman is behind the camera. He realizing this is going on low battery.
What?
And he's scared to tell the terrorist man, like the terrorist man in the middle of his speech, like, and we will kill you all, and we have your people, and blah, blah, blah. He's just, my man's just behind the camera, like,
I gotta rewatch that now.
Like, how do I tell him that this battery's dying? And that is, I always thought it was funny, but I thought it was incredibly funny once I started getting into like filmmaking and videography and like dealing with dead batteries or. You know how
it really be like that. It really be like
you pull up to the scene ready to record, battery's dead.
No,
and
but like
mid, and you like
that used to happen to me all the time at the church, and I just be like, I can't tell this man that is dead.
Look, I can't tell this man that this camera died 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, like I'm gonna just call him and tell him that the files was corrupted, and we gotta read them.
Yo, for real, just be like,
it's not my fault.
Look,
actually, it was
technical difficulty. This is what technology does to you.
The word of the day is technical difficulty.
The word of the day is
or words.
Yes. All right, y'all. Any other last words?
Just follow us on social media. Yes. Follow us on Twitch, at Chevy the Superstar, and at Point of Viewfinder. I had to read it. And at Point of Viewfinder, because I have to say it right. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that's what y'all need to do. And we will be back next Thursday to review Imitation of Life, the color version. And you guys should be here too. Thank you.
Peace.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.